Check me out. 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 Check me out.
Check me out, yeah, I'm back on the block in an old school, something looking new when I stop. $10,000 rims, another 5 for the lows. Got the European front with the suicide doors. Stains in the street, cause my paint so wet. Hit a switch and the bitch get to bouncing like a check. G-Lew on the set, nigga check me out. Gotta pay me for my time, but this rhymes on the house. 5 for the show, 17 for the blow. But the bullets come for free if you're working with the phone.
Ain't nothing like the first time, like the first time. Trying to tell you I can blow your mind. Baby, if I touch you here and kiss you there, gonna fall in love, shorty, best beware. Ain't nothing like the first time, like the first time. Trying to tell you I can blow your mind. Baby, if I touch you here and kiss you there, gonna fall in love, shorty, you best beware.
Hold on, this ain't no love song, more like a cut song. You say your day was long, well tell daddy what's wrong. I'ma tell you one time, just relax and unwind. Whisper sweet nothings, now you blush and chill down your spine. Oh yeah, you're hot and tempting, oh no, not pretty Ricky. But when you grind on me, I'ma leave you hot and dripping. Slip in them satin sheets, now go on and roll over.
I just want to keep playing. Hey, what's up? It's me, Dee Dee. And I'm back. I was gone for a little bit. Last Saturday we weren't here, and that was just I just got sick. And I had to text you and say I just can't do it. So my apologies. That was all me. And then guess what? This week, my girl C. Darayl is sick. So she won't be here tonight. So I'm wishing you, if you're out there and you're watching, get better, C. Darayl. Our love goes out to you to get better tonight. So I abandoned everyone last week. She would never abandon me. We've been chit-chatting all week. So I feel really bad that she doesn't feel good today. That's my little partner in crime right there. We kind of went our little ways for a little while. I'm so glad that when my mom passed away and I called her, she was like right there on my team, and we've been back and forth ever since. So that's my ride or die, no matter what. I see, hey, Conejo, Lowriders, hey, Western Ave, one of my favorite queens, Tanya Moore. So I'm so glad that we're back. I kind of knew that Keturah probably wouldn't make it. She had an event tonight. She does these things also, and her oils and things like that. So I wasn't sure she was going to make it tonight anyway, because her family and things were out. So she was a big if, which is kind of, I wish they were here because tonight we're going to have fun. But guess what? You won't just have me tonight, because you always hear me talk about Angela Davies and Canna Sensations, and that's my go-to anytime I don't feel well. And oh yeah, so I broke my streak of not taking medicine, and I brag about not taking medicine. I always go to Canna Sensations, and I broke down and took Motrin. So I was telling G-Lew that Motrin had me so spacey. I thought I had taken Percocet or Norco or whatever the. But since I talk about, she was going to come tonight anyway, but since I talk about Canna Sensation, Angela so much, hey, Tanya, we talked, I said, we'll pop on and come toast with us tonight, and people can see again who you are. And then I texted her, like, you're going to hang out with me all night tonight. So let's pop Angela in so you guys can finally see who I'm always talking about. There she is. So this is the great Angela, Canna Sensations, that I always talk about. My go-to whenever I'm in pain. This is my pain reliever right here. So say hello to everyone, Angela.
Hi, how's everybody?
And she has a special guest that flew in.
Have you logged on to my site yet?
I'm gonna post this site because I was finally able to get on there. Remember, I couldn't find it because I'm so ditzy, ditzy. And I finally got on there, so I have it, and I'm gonna post it in the comments so that everyone can go and check it out. Everyone is starting to flow in, and I'm gonna keep leaning forward because I can't see to save my life. Because you'll pop into the comments and you'll see that I'll say hey to you, and I always plug you because it's on the other one. I was having problems popping on today. I'm so glad I'm computer savvy and I was able to get that link. So yeah, I told you I can never do two things at once. As soon as I start talking about putting the website on, brain shut down. But while I plug your link, go ahead and talk about your CBD creams because you can do it better justice than I can.
Yeah, so it's www.cannasensations.com. That's the website. I'm going to go ahead and log on now.
Oh,
because I want to be everybody.
And then, so that you can talk? Yeah. But before I want to plug this in here. I hopped on my iPad, so now I got to log into YouTube. But yeah, I always talk about this, and I love this. I live by this. So here it is. Go onto her website. Oh, G, you beat me to it. Oh, I love you, G. So I want to toast, because this is how we start every show. We toast. I know you got your drinks out. Oh, introduce your cousin.
So this is my cousin, Tanya Brown.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Tanya. And one thing we talk about a lot. How did my grandson was in my chair, so I got one elbow here and one way down here. I don't know what he did. Such a goofball. We believe in sisterhood on this show. Hey, Bandana Davies. Henny God. So everyone is starting to pop in here. So I want to, sisterhood means everything to me. And, that's why the girls are on it. They're not here today, but I got YouTube with me. So we're going to toast the sisterhood. I want to toast to my two girls, especially to Darayl. She's not feeling good today. I want to toast to a really good friend of mine. She just lost her mom. So I want to throw that out to her. She was like right by my side when my mom passed away. So I want to actually toast to her too. So
yeah,
to sisterhood, to girls. We love you, men, because I know you guys are out there. And hey, Conejo, you popped up tonight. Love you. We miss you, Conejo. So I usually like Conejo. So we miss you. Glad to see you out there. Western Ave, my girls that are in the chat, my two lovely ladies that are with me today. We want to toast to the womanhood, sisterhood. And again, to see Darayl, she's not feeling good tonight. So let's toast up. Oh, look, my stupid hand, I can't get my straw. Ooh. I love this thing. I don't have to make my own drink. I have this on the rocks. These little things.
What are you drinking on? Lady on the Rocks?
Yeah, these things. I live by these little things.
I love those.
Aren't they so good?
I remember when she first started out, and now she's in Target, and that was maybe 3 years ago.
Oh my goodness!
That's what perseverance will do.
And you have your business. I'm a writer. Women, man, we got to get out there and keep pushing and striving. So
right.
I know you were telling me a little bit about your cousin.
Yeah, my cousin Tanya just flew out here last night from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. You know that's where I'm from originally.
Really? No.
That's where I'm from. Yeah. That's where I'm from. I mean, you know what? I'm a military brat. Both my parents was in the military. So we probably lived in Long Beach. Out of all the places that we lived in the longest, yeah, we stayed in Long Beach for a while. So yeah, I've been out here for 20 plus years.
Well, I have family in Florida. My mom used to go visit a lot.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
What part of Florida?
Girl, she wouldn't take me because I started having babies real young. So, you know, she was like, no, you don't get to go. Stay home and take care of them kids. So my mom was no joke. Yeah, she said, you want to be an adult real young, you get to stay home and be one. But she took my niece. My niece just had a baby. So I'm a great aunt now. All kinds of great things have been happening this week. So, yeah. I was like, so that was cool. Yeah, but she got to go when I was taking the pictures off my mom's wall. I took a picture of her when she got to go to Florida with my mom. So, yeah. But, and then the last time she went, it was to take care of her aunt that was, Cubans, Florida. Mm-hmm. So, you find them in New York or you find them in Florida. That's where they are. So, you guys are going to be put in the hot seat tonight because we're talking about our first.
Oh, no, you're not doing that. No, you're not.
But I'm
ready for you.
Actually, I know you're a lot of fun, so I knew you were going to be good for this. Yeah. Oh, Big Toast Up. Thank you, Bandana. Hey, they were playing Bandana's music last night. He's got some good music. If you missed the show last night, go back and listen to it. So, yeah, so like his music, like some of them lyrics, he'd be like, they're funny and like right on point. Cause I was doing the show in the request, and like as you listen to some of the music and some of his lyrics, I had to go in the comments and like type in the lyrics because I'm trying to do both, like get the request and listen to the music. But his music is fire. So anyone out there that's go in and check out Bandana's music. It's really good. Okay. So I'm gonna hit you guys. Nothing really like you to say, I'm not answering that. So I made sure I didn't hit any of them questions like, yeah, I'm not answering that. So they're not going to get super personal. Anyone in the chat, I'm going to keep looking in. If you want to answer some of these questions, chime into them because they're meant to have a good time tonight. Because I just wanted to have some fun because I've been out. And the week I was sick, I don't know what makes you sick. I was having the strangest dreams. Like, really? I said it must have been the Motrin. That's that part. I stay off of medication. So the first one, like who was your first real crush? Like not like 6th grade crush, like your first real crush. Who'd you have your first crush on?
So are we talking about celebrity crushes?
It could be anybody.
So I always had a big crush on Alan Payne. You know who Alan Payne is?
No.
From New Jack City.
Oh.
You remember Alan Payne?
Yeah, when you said New Jack City. Yeah.
Yeah, that part. I still have a crush on him to this day.
To this day?
To this day. I love me some Alan Payne.
Oh, no problem, Bandana. I love your music. I went with because I didn't have any real crushes. I went with high school. I won't say his last name because you never know if somebody is watching. Well, they'll probably know. It wasn't too many of them. They were both super tall, and he was my boyfriend's friend too. So, it was Chris, and that's when the drip curls were in. And how do you have a crush on somebody with a drip curl? I don't know, but I did. And then when we got older, like we were, and his girlfriend drove a Maxima when the Maximas were new, and it was like, man, you can never compete with a girl that's driving a Nissan Maxima.
Yeah.
So yeah, and when we got older, he came back and was like, man, I had the biggest crush on you, and you're like, why didn't you tell me? Because so did I. So that's that was my first real crush, like you find yourself like, him and Andrew were like the most popular guys in school. And you find yourself just staring at him and you have to say, ooh, stop. What are you doing? So that was my first real like major crush. Right. My mom always thought I would never like a boy and then got married at 17. She's like, what just happened here? So that was my first major crush.
Right.
So this one I really like.
Talk about somebody in school. So there was a guy, and I'm gonna say his whole name. His name.
I didn't say his last name, but
His name was Darayl Bell. And you remember those pens that was out, the little glitter pens? I think they still have them out now. I think I was in the 7th grade, and I used to write his name, Darayl Bell, on my hand. He paid me no time a day, but let me just catch you up. So at one point, I was running for Christmas Queen, and I won. So as I was coming down off the stage, who was there to greet me? Darayl Bell. And we danced off Time Will Reveal by the Barge. And I remember this. Like if it was yesterday. Like if it was yesterday. Bell. Where is he now? He is the biggest loser.
Oh, wow.
He is the biggest loser. I know he's not watching.
Oh, my. Why does that always happen? Because I won't say his name. Okay. He was so fine in school. Like, and he had a girl's name. So fine. So he posted a picture on Instagram. I was like, what happened? Oh my god! Oh, G-Lew wants you to come on his show. I'll set that up, G. I got you. G-Lew wants you to come on his show. He does a Friday night interview, so we'll sit and talk. So you can go on his show. Right on. Yeah. Okay. Now this one is fun. Like, what was the first relationship you had that was fun? It doesn't matter how it ended, but like it was so much fun. Like you can't believe that. Oh my goodness, I had so much fun in that relationship. You know, I don't care if it ended badly, but just when you look back, it was like, dang, that relationship was so much fun.
Only person I could think of was Joey. This guy used to date named Joey. And he was a D boy. He was a D boy for sure. And I remember every day he brought me something. I don't care if it was a ring, a necklace, it was always something. Yeah, if I had to look back at everybody I've been with, we had a lot of fun. He was the first person who took me, you know, I was 16 years old, I think. So we went to Magic Mountain. You know, we did that type of stuff. Knott's Berry Farm. So we got it in.
I started laughing because I love Western Ave. She said, I was too mean to have anybody I wanted to like me back in high school. I was rarely there anyway. She is so funny. You know, mine was my last son. Go ahead.
My first crush in my first fun relationship was with the same person. That was in high school. I didn't really start crushing on boys until I got to high school. But my first crush in high school was like my high school sweetheart. Oh. And we had a lot of fun. His name is Will. I don't have a problem mentioning his name. I won't say his last name. A lot of fun, and he was my first crush.
Yeah, that's
I tell you.
Man, high school was fun.
Right.
My first.
So that was high school for you?
Right.
That was high school? That was junior high for me.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, my crush was high school too.
Fast
Man, junior high school, we were so busy in sports that we didn't have time. Like my mom, we didn't have time for nothing. Like she didn't play.
Yeah.
So,
right.
Yeah. And you know what? I lived with my cousins for a couple of years, and when I tell you, her daddy, my uncle, did not play.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I used to get my cousins in.
We didn't have time to crush. And
you had
so much.
If we had a crush, my brothers, they would scare my crush a crush away. Me and my sister, my brothers, they were known. Yeah. So if someone had a crush on us, they were too scared of my brothers to be like, oh, we like one of them. Yeah, it just went away quickly. So boys didn't even look our direction. Yeah. So it just didn't happen. Patrick said, oh, I met my crush at 13 years old. No. And you know what? That's funny, Patrick. I know you're not the Patrick, my very first like boyfriend, but wasn't a boyfriend. I know you're not him because he passed away not too long ago. I was like, is that Patrick? And then I had to remember, oh, he just So sad too. He was so scared of my mom. Like, he really liked me, but he was so scared of my mom. Every time that gray LTD came, he would take off running.
Not the LTD.
And my mother was like this little 4 foot nothing in a big old LTD. Like, what are you doing with that big car? Yeah. So I was like, we were about 13. Is this you? But no, that's not you, Patrick. Different Patrick. So that is so funny. My funnest relationship, which is crazy, was with my last son's father.
Mm-hmm.
He was so much fun. Magic Mountain, stupid movies.
Right.
He was just like a sense of relief. I got to listen to music again because, the first husband, we were the super Christians that you couldn't stand. I always call them Bible toters. So I couldn't watch television. Like, we were the worst. We were the Christians. Like, if you saw us coming, you'd be like closing your door.
Yep. That's my life.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, so yeah, that was us. Yeah.
My uncle did not play.
No.
Yeah.
Very spiritual.
Very.
Yes. And I'm real spiritual now, but not that person where you be like, oh my goodness, here she come. That's who we were. Like, you didn't want us coming for dinner. You be like, oh my goodness, here they come. And they kids, So it was like that. So what I got out of that relationship, he was a fresher breath air. Like, I got, it was like a lot of fun, So yeah, I enjoyed that relationship, and we're still friends to this day.
Back then, little crushes. Yeah. I mean, it felt so special. It felt so magical back in the day when you had those little crushes.
Yeah, it was fun. Weston Ave said, I would scare my brother's chicken heads away all the time. They come in the house and I like, who you little in the house, and I like, who you? Oh, I said that he was just with another broad last night. Oh, you so wrong, Western Ave. It's so funny because to this day, my brother's his oldest daughter, her mom still don't like me. To this day, she still says bad things about me. And I wasn't even like that. Like, but I was she always said I didn't think she was good enough. It wasn't that. It was just I didn't like how you treated my brother. So I always had something smart to say. And I'm the little sister. So to this day, she's like, yeah, auntie, she never did like me. And then I helped raise her daughter. So it was like, so she always says, I was like, to this day still? She had never liked me. So I was the same way with my brother. Just to that one, I was like that. Like, why are you here? Like, but I was a bad little kid. I was real bad. I was that kid that only your daddy could love.
Yep.
I can admit, only a dad. My mom would look at me like, call your daddy. Yeah. Because I'm not dealing with you today. Go out to Santa Monica because I'm not dealing with you today. I'm just not.
You were raised out here?
Well, you know what? I went back and forth from California to New York. So the first time I came here when I was 1, and then I went back when I was 3.5, 4. So I went back and forth a lot. So, and it's a cultural shock every time you go back and forth. You like, right. This different. Right. So
do you ever go to New York and visit? You have people out there still?
My brother still lives there. Yeah, that 3-strike law came up, and yeah, he left. So he's like, stop telling my business. This is a crazy one because when you hear my second answer, when was the first time you got your heart broken?
Ooh.
My answer is gonna blow your mind.
Ooh, I didn't even think about the first time.
Does it matter if it's a relationship or if it's a friendship or?
Oh, I should have went that route.
For me, I can't even think of the first time. I done had my heart broke a few times. So
Yeah.
the first time,
Aw.
I don't know. I can't really think of the first time. You know what? I thought of the first time.
I should have used Betty Wright. Think back to your very first time. Some of y'all got to think back a little further than others.
You know what? The very first time, as far as a heartbreak, it actually was, fairly recent. It was about, when I say recent, it was about 15 years ago. So I cruised through life without pretty much getting my heart broke. But, I was all into somebody about 15 years ago. And little did I know, I was his second choice. I was his second choice. So, yeah, my heart was broken. And then by the time he came around and decided he wanted to be with me, it was over. I didn't even want to go back to him. As much as I was in love with him, I think that the more you love somebody, and this is just my opinion, the more you love somebody, the easier it is to walk away if they're not, acting right. You know what I'm saying? You either...
I was going to say the opposite.
At all.
Wow. See, I love when I have someone else on with me and our views are different. That's why I love this show so much. I was going to say the opposite because I walked away from everybody because I didn't love them. So the person who broke my heart was the husband. And after I wrote the questions and I had to answer them, I said, I hate these questions. Ugh.
Who wrote the question?
Me. And then I was like, I hate these stupid questions. Because I had to think about my answers. And I was like, yeah, because I never really loved anybody. And that's when I was talking to C. Darayl. I was like, yeah, that's why she says that the husband can make me do so many things. Because, I've never really loved anybody.
Right.
So he was the one to break my heart. And I left him. But, I guess you're right. Because I did. I left him.
You're going to leave because your feelings are involved.
Right.
If it's somebody that you really don't care about, you can play the role. You can go along with it. But if it's something you really care about, you're going to let them go. You're going to let them go because you was all invested. And if they're not all invested and you realize that, you got to let them go.
I did. Oh, see, I guess I have to think about it. You're right, because I left. I was like, bye.
Right. Right.
The only reason I took him back was because of my mother. Lord rest her soul, but then my mother was cold with it. She was like, don't nobody want you. That man is fighting tooth and nail to get you back. Don't nobody want you.
Oh.
I don't go back.
I was like, hey, everybody wants you.
She do not play.
I don't go backwards.
She do not play.
That is my saying. A fish does not swim backwards. Why would you go backwards?
I went back to anybody that I broke up with.
Me, that's the only man I ever went back to. Every man that's in my wake will be like, she don't play with you. When she's done, she's done. She don't talk to you. She don't know you. I'm the type that if I see you, there's never any hate in my heart. I don't have any problems with you. I see you. Hey, how you doing? Keep it pushing. But and he loved my mother to death because if it wouldn't have been for her, nope. Yeah.
But don't you hate when you're over the guy, but you love his family? Have you ever had that happen? Because I know I've been going through that kind of like more recently. I don't like you, but I didn't fall in love with his family. Me and his mama talk all the time. Me and his sister talk all the time. But when it comes to me and him, not at all.
Well, and that's funny because my son's father, we grew up together. So I grew up with his family. So it talk about difficult, huh? Then left his son, but I'm still I get invited to stuff. They be like, oh, he don't have to come, just you come.
But do you think it's healthy to stay in touch with the family? Do you think that's healthy? Because you're going to run into him and he may end up with somebody else and y'all might end up at the same family dinner. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
we did all the time, but for me it was different because we had a child together.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So for me it was real different. For somebody else, I wouldn't show up. Cause then, unless you're a strong woman, because I really don't care who you end up, because nobody is better than me.
When
I'm that cocky.
When it's over, it's a wrap.
Yeah. So you could be with anybody.
With somebody else, because guess what?
I don't even care if you're prettier than me. I still think I'm better than you. And I wouldn't call you ugly. I will say, oh, I don't care if she's prettier than me. I'm better than her.
Right. Oh, you got to give her one of those.
Yeah.
But
exactly. I know she ain't got what I got, you know.
Right.
I don't know. My daddy just showed me way too much love, I guess. So I really like myself a lot. I don't know. I've never been like really insecure about too much. My feet are way too small. I got infant feet. I think that's my biggest insecurity. I got some really tiny feet. So I don't know. Oh, Patrick, 2015 hurt my heart. The whole 2015, or is that just the girl you call her 2015? Because like the whole year broke your heart. Like that's sad. 2015. I don't even remember 2015. I had some rough years in there. Yeah, friends. You're right, Western Ave, because I've had some friends that I had to let go by the wayside. Couple of family members I've had to let go by the wayside just because unfortunately I'm a giver, and sometimes when you give too much, it's expected,
right?
And people expect you to always be the one that gives, and they've taken, and when you drain me, I'll be like, I have to stop.
And sometimes we expect that person to reciprocate, and they don't always reciprocate what we give. And that's the hurtful part right there, is when we give so much and we care so much and they don't reciprocate the same way we do.
But see, there's givers in this world and there's takers. And that's the part my dad, I was telling somebody, he taught me really young, because you know, I have a lot of siblings that don't have the same, you know, the real world. I have a lot of siblings that don't have the same fathers. So my dad had to tell me, well, my mom likes to tell me she married all of my siblings' dads. So she wasn't, you know, that type. She was married to all these men.
Right.
But when I would come home and be upset that my siblings didn't give what I gave, it was a rude awakening. That the world's not going to give. That's what he told me. You better get used to it, because everything you give, you won't get back. So learn it now while you're little. Everything you give, you won't get back. So I had to learn that. You know, I learned real young to give whatever I wanted to give and don't expect anything back.
Yeah. I feel like that too with some of my siblings, but I had to come to realize that, you know, everybody's characters and personalities are different, right? So my way of looking at giving, all I can give, in my mind, in my heart, may be more than what my siblings can give, you know, from all their heart. But sometimes some people give all that they can give based on who they are.
Yeah.
And it may not be enough for you.
Yeah.
But they giving all they can give based on who they are. And so in order to deal with that, that's how I have to look at it.
Right.
Yeah. You know, they may not love you the way that you want to be loved, but they could be just loving you the best that they can.
Right.
Depending on where they at in their life at that point.
Yeah.
That's why it's good to really get to know people, I think, as a friend before you even think about, you know, being in a relationship. Yeah. You got to see if you're compatible as friends. Because if you're not friends in the first place, how are you going to make it in a relationship?
Yeah.
They got to care about you as a friend, as a person,
Mm-hmm.
as a human being. And if you can't find anybody that's going to care about you on that level, you know, and it's all about just pacing yourself in the relationship. You know, a lot of people just jump into stuff without knowing who that person is.
Yes. And that's because that's one of the questions I asked on our show. How long should you wait to say this is my forever spouse or forget a forever person? Do people rush into these relationships? You know,
Time frame on that.
it isn't.
Time frame.
It isn't.
It's
You know,
when you
people
feel comfortable.
Yeah. People thought I moved way too slow with mine. Because we met in 2001. We didn't get married till 2008. Yeah.
And don't be quick to introduce whoever that person is to your family, you know, and your friends. Get to know that person before, you know, because there's something about when you introduce them to your friends and family that you feel a certain sense of obligation, you know, to them, you know, because you have a lot of friends and family. Well, what happened to this person? What happened to that person? You know what I'm saying? So take your time with them. Get to know them as a person, as a friend, before you step inside. I'm going to go ahead and close my window real quick because I hear a lot of outside noise.
It's not me this time because, you know, LA be like shooting and stuff. They was acting a straight fool the other night. We was on with G-Lew. I was like, I'm so glad I'm not live because they can't hear the fire trucks and air helicopters. What's up, OG Steve? How you doing, sweetheart? Tell Mom's hi. Because Long Beach is a little. I almost moved to Long Beach. Long Beach is a little quieter than like right where I live. So,
when you say soulmate, do you believe in like being aligned with a person? Like,
I don't know if I believe in soulmates. I believe, well, I guess I do. Well, I believe that there's somebody for everybody.
right.
I think that you connect, and it's really weird because me and the husband, we crossed each other's paths since I was 12 years old and never met each other because it wasn't time.
Right.
We were at the same, the first time I ever saw a lowrider, he had his lowrider at the park. We were talking about it one day and he was like, oh my goodness, I was there. And I was like, I'm glad we didn't meet because you'd have been a pedophile and I was way too young. And then the second time, he worked at the same job as my first husband. And I used to go pick him up all the time. And he was like, I used to be out there picking up carts. We meet again. I'm picking up I'm going to get my mom's car and he's at work. And they were like, hey, Lyles' daughter is out there. And he, you know, everybody made a big deal when my mom's daughter showed up to the job. And he was like, he saw me holding my son. He was like, oh, cute face. She's too skinny. You know, cute face, nothing else. She's like a pencil. So we have crossed. Yeah, they all the time. They say that about me all the time. Like, she's just a number 2 pencil. Well, actually, or they'll call me a P, like the letter P. That's it. But like we had crossed paths so many times, and then another time we crossed paths. I was going through a divorce, and I was his secretary, and he would bring me paperwork and make little jokes. And I was like, "Stop talking to me. You're dating such and such," which he wasn't. I had the wrong dude with dreads. But when it was time for us to meet, is when we finally met. You know, so because we had crossed paths so many times, so maybe I always said it's a time. Like it was that's when the Most High said, "This is the person for you."
Right.
And this is when you were supposed to meet. But because we had crossed paths so many times. Oh, and then and we were both at the same he went to college at CSUN. My sister took me to that same dance that he was at.
Wow.
Yep. So we had crossed paths so many times in life, but it just wasn't time for us to meet.
Right.
Yeah. I met Montel Jordan instead that night. Long story, not gonna talk about it. Okay. But I will say, when he found out how old I really was, he was like, "Little girl, call me in a couple of years." So he's not a pedophile either. So great. I had some fun times in life, but yeah, that's who I met instead that night was Montel Jordan, not Montel Jordan. Yeah, I thought I said Montel Williams. Yeah, so interesting. Yeah. Patrick Williams said you got to see people in all seasons, mad, happy, depressed, broke. Exactly. And that's why it went from 2001 to 2008. Because after he got me through the death of my son, and I was so mean, Western Ave, I was so mean to him. Like, go away, leave me alone. I don't want any parts of you, nothing. He wouldn't go.
Yep.
So
And that's when.
Didi. So as far as relationships, okay, so we've seen the older men, talk to younger women. It seems acceptable. But then it's a stigma when there is an older woman talking to a younger man. So based on that, what do you think the gap should be? Do you think that if let's just say hypothetically,
I might be the wrong person to ask because my son's father is younger than me.
Okay.
Why you? And that's because that's all I get. I'm my age, so that's all I get is the younger ones. So it's funny.
I'm not gonna say our age, but let's just say
I don't tell mine either. I just say I went to high school with Moses. Figure it out. How old do I look? That's how old I am. So
right. But do you think that there is well,
I say that my thing is never mess with anyone under 18 because then you're just nasty. I don't mess with anyone younger than my son because then I feel nasty.
Yeah.
Well, not a 20-year-old because then I really feel nasty because he's 20. That's a little icky. We ain't got nothing in common.
21 and over is okay. As long as they're 21 and over, is that what you're saying? Is okay?
No, it depends how old you are. It depends how old you are. I would say anyone like really 10 years younger than me. Well, I'm gonna say 15 because I'm kind of young-minded. I'm kind of like a child. I'm really childish. For me, I would say anyone 15 years younger than me, we don't have much in common because I still listen to hard hit rap music.
Right.
I still watch stupid ass movies on TV. So there are things that I would have in common with someone 15 years younger than me.
Right.
Because I knew who Blueface was before my son did.
Wow.
So, but I would never date anyone 20. You would irritate me. Because you would want to argue over something dumb. But I would say 10 years, I would go both directions. 10 years older than me, 10 years younger than me, because now we don't really have much to talk about.
Right.
Now, but not, like I said, for me, I could probably go 15 years younger than me because I'm honestly a child. You see how silly I am on here. I really am this silly. So, almost all the time. I irritate my son because I play too much. And he's 20 years old. He looks at me like, Mom, you play too much. For real, you play too much. I do stuff like, I will, if I'm just in a goofy mood, sometimes I have to come in here and drink so I can get calm. Go to sleep somewhere. Because I'm a naturally goofy person. I'll go in his room because I'm bored and just start knocking his stuff off the dresser. Like, what do you do? Yeah, I'm just bored. I'm a child.
Right.
So he'll come and bring, like, can you sit down somewhere? Because you irritate me. I'm goofy. I'm naturally up.
Right.
Right. I was like when actually I didn't drink that much. But if I drink this whole bottle right here, because this is actually made from one, I'll go to sleep. When the husband will tell you, oh, she a 3 drink minimum, you ain't, like, he'll say, ooh, get her faded. Now she going to sleep. She not going to do nothing fun. Yeah. So that's why I say it depends. But my rule was always, back when I was like younger, I'd be like, hey, they 18, they legal. Then I got old and I was like, you just can't be younger than my son.
Right.
Then you was free game. I think because men can do it, why can't women? If a man can be 70 years old dating a 35-year-old. As long as your son ain't 30.
Dating to have fun or dating looking to marry? Because it's a difference. I mean, you can entertain a young person, but when it comes to like looking for someone to settle down with and marry, I wouldn't go that.
Yeah, that's why I didn't marry my son's father. We had a lot of fun together. I had a lot of fun with him.
Yeah, you can have fun with a younger person, but
yeah, I just couldn't see myself watching him grow up.
Right.
And it's not video games. I don't care about video games. You know, women get all pissed off that men play video games. That don't bother me because don't give me a game when them handheld games because you might get pissed off at me. It's just they don't know when to not argue with you. They don't know what important arguments are.
Right. So
and that's where the maturity level comes from.
Young. Like I think maybe 7 years younger and 7 years older is like my cutoff for me. Yeah.
Ooh, I like that. Ooh, that came off of the first. That was deep. I like that. Western Queen said, I don't know. Because teachers be effing the boys.
Well, it goes back to what Tia is saying.
That goes back to what I'm saying.
Whether you're dating somebody to be in a relationship or if you're just trying to have fun. Because if you're trying to have fun, as long as they're legal.
Yeah. 6-year gap. Patrick said 6-year gap. Yeah, a 6-year gap. Because then you're kind of still in the. That's what the.
But women
are mature
than, technically we're more mature than men, So maybe.
That's what they tell us.
Yeah, maybe a 10-year gap is a little bit too much, as far as the woman being older.
Well, that husband is 6.5, almost 7 years older than me, and I swear he is so much smarter than me. He has learned so much in 6 years. If you watch it, I'm just playing. He says he doesn't watch my show, but you know how you be like, you be watching to see if I say anything about you. I don't know. He called before the show. He knows when the show comes on. I don't know if he watches it now. He really don't come into my world too much. Oh my goodness. Sometimes the smoke gets into my eyes. I think I sit too close to it. Or I made myself really laugh. Because I'm too damn silly. I don't know where I left off. I really made my eyes burn with that one.
I call Dee Giggles.
I know. Somebody else calls me Giggles. On G-Lew's. He has a blog talk radio, and they hit me with Giggles because every time I called in there, I couldn't stop laughing. What is the first love song you fell in love with? Not like you had to. And this, G kept playing this when I was getting ready for the show, and I was like, really, I hope he didn't hear me singing. And if you guys could think of one, he'll play it for you. You could tell him what it is while he plays mine. Because I know we do oldies on Sundays. This one is mine. I don't know, G, if you listening. Mine is Force MD's Tender Love. I used to sit on the bus.
Yes!
Wishing I had someone to be in love with.
Oh my God. I can hear you say all the time. Oh my goodness.
Here I lay all alone, toss and turn, longing for some of your tender love. I'm waiting for the right moment to come so I can thank you for all the tender love you gave to me.
Oh, I love it.
Me too.
Love so tender, pulling me close to you. Baby, I surrender. Candles, they light the dark. Now I see how lovely the feelings are. The tender love you give it to me. I want you more and more. Can't resist you more than I feel your touch. Tender love, loving me straight from the heart. Holy mirror, please let me be a part. The tender love you give it to me. Tender love, love so tender, holding me close to you. Baby, I surrender.
Yeah. No, Reggie was the dude. So we're going out tonight.
Man. Yeah, the sad part is I had a boyfriend and still, this song still made me wish I was in love. I just loved this. And I used to sit, whenever I had to ride the bus, because my friend had a car, whenever she would get all snotty, I had to ride the bus. I would sit on the bus like, oh my God, I love this song. So every time it comes on, or every now and again somebody will request it on G-Show on Sundays, I forget to take requests. I'll be so busy just singing this song. It's the greatest song ever made.
That was one of my favorites.
Yeah. Patrick said Tevin Campbell, Alone with You. That's his.
That was a good one too.
Yeah. What happened to Tevin Campbell? He said he had some good little songs. What's yours, Angela?
Your Smile.
Yours. I'm not gonna sing. I can't sing.
Your Smile.
Yeah.
And
Angela's Smile. That lady with that high pitch voice. I can't think of her.
Matt Malone. That's my guy right there.
I can't think of who it's by, but it was called Your Smile.
Yeah, I know he's mine.
I know that song too. Yeah.
No, it was
Angela Winbush. Oh,
yeah.
You know, G-Lew knows. That's what he does. You know, I'm gonna skip some of these, but one of my favorite questions that I have put on here was, who was your first love? And my thing is, the first thing I said was the husband, because I really never loved anyone before him. But then, you know what? I sat back and said that wasn't true. Because my first love, honestly, and everyone's gonna say but my first love was my daddy.
Told you. Yeah. Yeah.
Because you know it's really crazy, and I really feel bad for anyone that didn't have what I had.
Right.
Because my daddy was the kind of daddy that and a lot of people saw it on TV, but my daddy really did put me on his shoes and dance with me.
Yeah.
He did those things. Yeah,
Yeah.
my daddy took me to Dodger games.
Yeah.
My daddy sat and we walked on the pier. Now my daddy wasn't getting any beach water, and I don't really either. I'm actually allergic to sand. But my daddy just did daddy things that you do with your daughter.
Right.
You
Did
know,
you yourself subconsciously comparing men to your dad?
my dad told me if a man can't love you the way I love you, he's not worthy of you.
Right. Or more. Yeah.
Yeah. And the mistake I made is that first husband was just like my stepfather, and my husband is just like my dad.
Right.
Yeah. He's like, my dad was passively aggressive also, because my dad was a trained killer. But and the husband now, he's passively aggressive. And you know, you see him like passive, then he scares you. My dad was the same way. Yeah. But yeah, I do. And it's like a lot of men kind of got brushed off with me because you can't do there, you don't have what my dad had. You know, that first husband snuck in. I was 17 years old. But when I got older, I did, like, you don't have anything compared to my dad. And he just showed me so much. I think it's the biggest reason I love myself so much. And that first husband couldn't break me. You know, when you have a man that is so, and I don't speak badly of that first husband. I'm just saying there's some men have a superiority thing, and he couldn't take away the love I have for myself, no matter what he did. There's no mind manipulation. There's no way you couldn't take it away from me because my daddy loved me so much. And I wish that every little girl could have what I had.
Right.
From my dad.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, who was your first love? I think we're on the same page.
Yeah, I'm gonna shift that back to her.
Yeah, that was the same as my father. And I did find myself subconsciously comparing men to my father, not realizing I was doing that. But he said the same thing to me. Like, if a man can't love you the way that I love you or better, he's not the one for you. So, it's been the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hard. I wish that there's so many men that have, for whether it's jail or, because my brother has been gone for 16 years, but he makes it a point to do his girls, say to his girls, talk to his girls the same way my dad did me. So some little boy can't come in and say anything crazy to them, because my brother is on that phone every single day. We keep money. You know, I keep money on everybody's phones to talk to my brother. You know, so I don't know. I think girls need that. I think if we don't have it, we end up in those bad relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. And then, you know, I taught it to my sons. Western Ave said, I'm close with my dad to this day. I lived with moms, but she was always working. Yeah, my mom too. My mom had to go to school and work and do all the things necessary to raise kids. And my dad was that, well, not me, because my dad took me to New York, but she had the kids to take care of, you know. So yeah, I get that. So dads are so important to us. So I didn't mean for it to go there. I was gonna ask what was our first failure, but I don't want to answer that because that's kind of personal. I don't know, y'all want to answer that.
What?
Well, what was your first failure?
Oh. Wow. It, in a specific subject or in
Just in life in general?
My first failure that I can think of is, choosing the wrong person to father my child. And since we're going there, I'm just going to go all the way there. I'm going to go all the way there.
She said, we going deep tonight.
No, that was the first failure. Because, I wish I would have known him a lot longer before I decided to go ahead and have a child, by him. So, yeah, that was probably my first failure. But I took that failure and turned it into something great. I have a beautiful daughter. I don't have no regrets. But if I had it to do all over again, I probably would have chose better.
Now you make me have to answer the question. Now, you went deep.
We going deep.
Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my first failure.
Are you passing or are you jumping in? Deep in. You can't come in the shallow end after Angela, man.
I look at failure as not a failure, but a learning experience,
Right.
So I was really trying to think, what do I really consider something that I literally consider a failure? So I have to come back to you on that one.
Yeah, because at first when I wrote the question, I was thinking my first business, because my first business was customized for you, and I did customized t-shirts, and that didn't do well. Then I came back with Styles by Nina, but then I said that wasn't my first failure. I had 5 kids with that, so I said, okay, well that wasn't my first.
Right.
So then I said, I think it was I failed my dad. So I said so I just wrote when I looked here, it said my dad. And I wasn't gonna go with that until you answered your question and you gave your answer. So I was like, okay, we jumped in the deep end. He met my first husband and was like, yeah, no. And at 17, I ran away from home. I was in New York. I came all the way to California. Ran away from home, got on an airplane, came back to California, and he was so disappointed in me over a boy. And what made it a failure, because if I wasn't truly in love and did all this over love, then I would be okay with it. With the decision I made. It wasn't. It was because somebody bought me a plane ticket and they said, don't waste my money. So now that I'm this age and you look back and it's like, that was my dad was so pissed off. Like, what are you doing? And then he had sent for me to come back home to New York. And my mom's pressure made me stay here. So my whole life would be totally different if I had stayed with my daddy. So that failure right there. And I don't know if it's just a failure of bad decisions. But then I have great kids. My first 4 kids are wonderful. I love that. Not that the 5th one isn't, but those decisions were based off of the first 4 kids. I love Eric. G has met Eric. That boy is wonderful. Like, I don't know how anyone gets blessed with a kid like Eric. Like, what the heck? He's just amazing. You don't get a kid that does much wrong. And you're like, I don't know. Like, the other ones, I love them. They're great. They're what they did as kids, and you become like the greatest men in the world. I'm blessed all over. But Eric has just been a good kid all the time. Like, he did one thing in life as a curious teenager. So, yeah. So when I said the first 4, if he's watching, it wasn't like I was discounting him. Just those decisions that I made produced the first 4 kids. Yeah, so I think I failed him in the decision that I made.
You know what, Didi? We going deep tonight.
And this was supposed to be fun. So let's bounce into something fun. What were you gonna say though?
I was gonna say we need to have part 2 on this.
I know, because it just went, and I said we hit an hour. I was like, we said we're gonna have fun tonight. Oh my god, yeah. Well, you know, whenever we get in the hookah lounge and we get a woman together, we start going in and saying, "Woo!" Okay, so let's do a fun one.
Okay.
Oh, here's one. What was your teenage fantasy love affair?
Oh, Tucker was my fantasy love affair. Oh my gosh, I used to have the craziest crush on him. I don't know why.
Chris Tucker.
Yes.
Chris Tucker?
Everybody say that, like Chris Tucker. I don't know why, but yeah,
That's from Mo Money.
yeah.
Chris Tucker?
I'll probably get the same thing when I do mine.
From Friday.
Yeah, that's
That's why I said it. Like, that's what I think of when I think of Chris Tucker. Friday.
I gotta hear about it.
No, I'm not gonna tell y'all about the fantasy.
No,
but-
you already opened it up, so we gotta hear about Chris Tucker because I can't even imagine.
Everybody used to pick on me about that. I don't know what it was about that man, but I had this crazy fantasy about him.
Chris Tucker?
Yeah, for like years. It was crazy.
Wow.
Yep.
This is my first time hearing about this.
Yeah, she was like, I'm not sharing that. I'm not sharing that.
Look. Yes, I don't know, but I look back. I'm like, what? What was that? Like, yeah, I don't know where that came from. I was stuck there for a minute.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, there's somebody for. I mean, the money really changed them after he got better movies.
Right.
I get.
Friday, yeah. No,
Yeah,
I still look at him like he's Chris Tucker. I can't get past he's just Chris Tucker.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's What was yours?
Prince.
You girl, yes.
No.
Let me tell you, I paid to see that movie like 13 times.
He's too feminine.
Prince?
Yeah.
My son says the same thing. Like, what is wrong with you?
Heels on, with the makeup on. I don't care. Prince.
But when he does Dirty Little Nicky in Purple Rain,
Yeah.
That part.
changes your whole perspective.
He loves in a different way. And I think
Yes.
that's what I like. He loves in a different way.
He's attentive.
He's
You can tell
very
he's
attentive.
very attentive.
Very
Yeah,
attentive.
that could be.
For sure.
He's very attentive to every little detail.
I'm being punished because I was saying I think he has to be. I don't think I'm sorry. Okay. Here's a little man.
Who was yours?
Okay, don't laugh.
Well, let me put my drink down. Go ahead.
Yeah, because I got caught smoking this sentence. Mine is Ronnie DeVoe from New Edition.
Which one? Wait a minute.
Who?
Ronnie DeVoe from New Edition.
Ronnie DeVoe.
Oh my God. Are you serious? You're
The worst one out the whole group.
You talking
Yeah.
about me? Oh my God.
I said wait till I say mine.
No.
Yeah.
See that?
No.
Because he was taller than everybody else.
Yeah.
He was short.
Make you
I can
laugh.
see that.
You know.
I can see
But
Ron-
he could never really get the steps right. They didn't let him sing. They're like, you rap, bruh. And we turning your mic off. Wow. But he was tall.
Oh.
The rest of them were short and Bobby Brown also couldn't get the steps right. And then he would mess up on Mr. Telephone Man all the time.
That's true.
But Ronnie was like, I got the steps. I'm tall. Y'all ain't he always looked so cool when he did it. Like, yeah. So
No,
But you know what? Elder Barge. I think that was always
he's
my
too
baby.
pretty.
I don't
Pretty
care.
boy.
Elder Barge was my baby.
their
Elder
music,
Barge?
but he
Elder
was too pretty also.
Yeah, he's
Mhm.
pretty. He's in the mirror more than me. No.
Mhm.
And anyone that takes longer to get ready than me is a problem.
Yes, that part.
You just can't take that long. But their music, yeah, you could play it all day.
Takes a little bit of time to
A little
invest
bit.
in himself.
A little bit.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, a little bit. You can tell.
See, I need a
Elder.
tall man, and I need a man that's just like, see, I need a man that says, hey, go sit down and be quiet. Can Elder Bar say that? He's like, hey, go sit down and be quiet. Right now.
She said, go sit.
Yeah.
If you can't really, I can't, if you let me run all over you, I will.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, my son's father is 6'3", 2 a lot. And the husband is 6'1", 6'2". He was a strong safety in college. Yeah, I don't play.
Right.
I need big and strong and go. Now, the sad part is the first husband is 5'9".
Okay.
We look like brother. We look like brother and sister. I'm 5'6". If I put on heels, he'd be like, "Go take those off."
Wow.
Because now I'm bigger than you. I can't do anything that's smaller than me. I can't do anything that doesn't make me feel like and no matter how much,
But they can have a big personality. You know what I'm saying? And that big personality, I'm speaking up for my man.
But I don't like big personalities either. I like strong and silent.
Okay, so let me ask you something, Dee. What is more important to you, chemistry or being in love?
Ooh,
that's a good one. That's a good one.
Don't ask me questions like that.
Because
I'm supposed to ask questions.
Yeah.
Good one, right there.
She threw me off, like totally off. Ooh, Weezer. Okay, about 8 years ago, I would say chemistry.
Okay.
I'm still gonna say chemistry because you know what? Love dies. You get tired of love real fast, like when the lights get cut off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you fighting. The big, people really break up because money. Love. What Tina Turner said? What's love got to do with it?
What's love got to do with it?
So I would say, and not that I think I've never loved anyone but the husband, but I'm gonna say sometimes he calls me and I'm like, what? And sometimes he calls me, I'm like, thank goodness right now. Because I could be so mad at him and not talk to him for like 2 weeks. And the craziest thing is the minute we are in the same vicinity, like if we're like near each other, there's just a magnetism between the two of us that nobody can stop.
Right.
The minute, and I always told him, the minute that we're in the same bed together and you turn your back on me or you don't touch me, like some body part has to touch me, whether it's his foot or his arm, he smothers me. When we first had a full-size bed, I got a queen-size bed to get him away from me. Because I would get out the bed, go to the other side, and he'd just roll over. So I said, the day that some part of your body isn't touching me, I'm leaving you.
Right.
Because it's just something that he always has to touch me. And, I don't like to be touched. I'm like, stop touching me. So I'm going to say chemistry.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I love my sons. There's that, it's so different.
Yeah.
The love I have for my sons is not what I have for that man I married. Yeah, it's a big difference. I haven't even looked at the comments. We got some. This is what it's like on FaceTime with my friends. I get so into what I'm doing. Hey, what's up, DJ Maniac? You don't pop on my show often. I'm so glad to see you. I know you work at night, so good to see you. What did I miss? What did I miss? Oh, Aaliyah is At Your Best. When Aaliyah did At Your Best, when she remade that, oh heaven.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I didn't like that first album she did. What talking to DJ Maniac. Chemistry, 99% in love will follow. So yeah, chemistry. Because when you first see somebody, because let me tell you, when I saw the husband, he always looked like he just rolled out of bed and came to work. He always did. But he walked around that place like he was wearing an Armani suit. Just something about him. He just walked around like, I am the shizznizzle. I said, I need to know him. It's just something about him that just drew me to him. Like, what is it? Why do you walk around like you're so special and you don't match? You don't need that doesn't match at all. Like he wears stripes, like he wear like a polo that didn't match the sweats, and he always wore sweats. Like you not matching, bruh. But yet he walked around like he had on, like his clothes were fire. So it was something that made me say, what is it about you that walks around with all that damn confidence? Yeah. Now I always match. My shoes, my shirt, my belt, always.
Right.
I had Timbos. I'm from New York. So my Timbos always matched my shirt. And if I didn't have a belt to match it, come on now, I can dress. Then my hat game was fire. And then he would tell me, you can wear more than 2 colors, right? No, I can't. Are you crazy? My panties and bras match the shirt that I had on every day. No, I cannot. So now I'll wear up to 3 colors now like that. Okay, so yeah. That, and that's the thing, no matter what anyone says, the first thing that's going to draw it, my little ponytail came out. I was trying to have 2 little buns. I was trying to comb my hair today, but with this thing, my hair is a mess. I just sprayed this part, like do something special. I tell you, y'all look so beautiful, and I'm a hot mess.
Thank you. Girl, I can't even see you without my glasses on.
Usually I try to come on and do try to look cute in the face and thing. I was like, yeah, with this hand, that's not happening. Try to draw, I have these little stencils for my eyebrows so they match each other. No. Now I think I
have to do a part 2 to this.
I know, because G's like, if she don't get off, let me see. I'm going to do one more.
With the twist, though. With the twist.
Yeah.
With the twist.
Yeah. Because we'll have my co-host. But, I love when you come on.
Thank you.
You're so much fun. And now you got your cousin. You're going to have to hop on, too.
And she going to be here next week, too.
What?
She's going to be here next week, too. I would love to do a part 2 to this.
Yeah, I don't even know what we're doing next week because the calendar's way over there.
No, we doing us. We're doing this. This is what it is next week.
Part 2, indeed. I'm here for. Okay, Western Asset Part 2 next week.
Because I want to go into more detail a little bit on some of the subjects that we talked about. You know,
and
if we want to go,
we never finished my questions, and see, Darayl has questions that we didn't even touch on.
There we go. That's the next week's show.
Yeah.
That's
so cool.
Show. And we gonna put Tanya in here.
We gonna put Tanya in the hot seat.
Oh, I don't know about the hot seat, but
it seems like me and her kind of have the same background.
I'm telling you, y'all have way more of the same background than us because listening to you guys talk about, you know, the fathers and everything, I didn't have that situation. You know, I've always looked up to her father really as my father figure. I don't have that. So that would be something to talk about for sure.
Right. So it really changes your whole future.
It definitely changed your whole future. I mean, when you have your first role model is your father. That's the first person. That's why a father should always date their daughter. And when I say that, I mean, he needs to be the one who opens the door.
Yeah.
He needs to be the one who shows her what a man is supposed to show her in her life. And what happens to the young girl who don't have that in their life, you know, because they grow up and a lot of men take advantage of those type of women who didn't have that in their life. And they're looked at as loose or, you know, whatever, but they just didn't simply have the proper role model. And if I was to get a little bit deeper into it, I would say, you know, the men, I'm not even finna go
part 2
deeper. It's part it's gonna have to be part 2.
Really,
because I was really just let off what I'm really, it's a double barrel shotgun right now.
Girl, that one right there is the whole show. Because if you look at me and my sister, I always be telling too much of my business. If you look at me and my sister, my sister's, my dad was her dad until my parents divorced. So if you look at my sister's very successful. I'm gonna tell you, my sister's success. She's successful when it comes to her career. Very successful. But if you look at me and you look at her, my dad used to, like you said, date me. She lost her father shortly after, less than a year after we lost our mom. And I would always like try to tell her about not like the year between our parents dying, what it's like to be parentless. And she kind of was like, but she didn't know her dad until she was 40.
Mm.
Maybe I'm exaggerating. 35, 30. And she didn't know her dad till I had my 5th son. So yeah, she was 30. So you didn't know your dad till you were 30. There's a big difference. If you watch her life, the way she is with her children, the way she is with men, and you look at me, it's very sad. But she's successful.
Right.
Now, I was successful also until I got hurt at work. Our careers would have been parallel.
Right.
Except my personal life. So different. My kids came with marriage. And I'm going to just leave it at that.
Till next week.
See what I'm saying?
Till next week. We putting this in right now. Till next week. Because I really want to get more in depth on what we were talking about.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It is Western Ave, and you know, I don't say, you know, I've never said her name on here because she lived right in Inglewood.
Oh no.
We don't look alike, so y'all ain't gonna. Actually, we do, but I'm fair skinned and she's dark skinned. But if we stand by side, you can tell we sisters. But y'all would never, if you've seen her walk by, you would know that was her. So I'll never say her name, and her name is so unique.
And we know who is Sister Son. Would you ever think that walking?
Yeah.
No way.
So I don't post her. I don't post her. God, I'm trying to think, have I ever posted her? I don't know. But yeah, I'll never say her name or anything like that. But yeah, I love my sister to death. Like, she's been so good to me. She helped raise me. You know, my mom was working and going to school and all kinds of stuff.
You're different.
So,
between you
Yeah,
two?
but there's a clear difference. We are polar opposite. 3 years.
Oh,
3 years.
oh,
So my dad stepped in. That's all she knew. And then I moved to New York, and she was like, "What's going on?" So that's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking to lose the dad that the only dad you know, and then he leaves with your little sister, and y'all go to New York.
Right.
Yeah.
We have a lot in common.
Yeah. And that's, and then
looking forward to next week. I really am.
Yeah.
I am looking forward to next week. I really want to continue this conversation.
So it'll be good. And then, you already met Darayl because we did the show with you.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't met Keturah yet, but you'll meet her next week.
Yeah. I would love that. Mm-hmm.
This has been so much fun.
It has. Thank you for having me again. I appreciate that so much.
Oh, you know how much I love you.
And hey, this is what I'm going to do for everybody who's listening right now. I definitely want to have a one-on-one. I want you to do a contest. For the people, I want you to take a list of everybody who's been listening so far, and I want to give them a free gift.
Oh.
Canna Sensations. So, do whatever contest you have to do. I want to see who's all interested. I want everybody to follow me on Canna Sensations. So Canna Sensations is on Facebook, and it's also on Instagram. And FYI, I'm going to be starting a personal blog talk myself. So I want everybody to go ahead and follow me right now.
I just put the website up.
Okay.
I tagged you on today's video, so my little brother is called at the worst time.
Yeah, I want to give a free gift.
Okay, so how can we do this? Do you want to? I usually ask a question and someone can get a gift in the comment, or do you want them to someone that's listening? You want to ask a question and give a free gift?
Let's do a question. Question.
Okay, you ask the question. I'll put the pressure on you.
You know what? I want to find a follower who actually saw my other 2 videos, because this is not my first time. This is my 3rd time. And my question is, what made me get into the business of cannabis? What made me get into pain relief creams? And then I want to do a secondary question. What was my 2 previous occupations?
Oh, I don't remember that.
So you're going to have to go back and listen to my previous shows.
She doesn't have it. Do you have a YouTube link? You just have Instagram, right?
I have Instagram. I have Facebook. So Facebook is Canna Sensations, and actually Instagram is Canna Sensations. Next week when we come back, I will definitely have a YouTube blog. That's what I'm starting. And it's not necessarily about the business. It's more so about following Angela in the things that I do. But that's a whole nother thing. I want 2 giveaways. One is for a person who can tell me what my 2 previous job occupations were. And the other question is, what made me get into the business in the first place of selling cannabis products?
That I remember.
Those are the 2 questions.
And you would want her cream.
You would definitely want mine.
You really do.
Yes.
And you know firsthand.
Yes, I do. I just put her Instagram link into the comments.
Yes.
So you want to answer today, right now?
You know what? Do we want to answer today? For one of them, we want to answer. So Let's see. For the question of, I think
my dog scared the life out of me. I was looking down and he just walked up. He was in his bed, fast asleep, and he just popped up, started shit. I'm so sorry. I didn't want to jump. And y'all like, what is she doing? I'm not scared of my own self. I only do that if I smoke weed. He just walked up, scared the life out of me. I'm so sorry. I have the cutest little dog in the whole wide world. But he usually just sleeps through the show. As long as he's next to me, fine. But he got up and started shaking like, I'm awake. Oh, my word.
So you know what? We don't need an answer tonight. I want you to do your homework. Look at my other previous shows. Type in, go to YouTube, look up Conversations in the Hookah Lounge, and look up first person who DM me.
Yeah, first person who DM you.
First person who
I put the link, her
over
Instagram
there,
link in the
and I want you to answer the question. What made me go into the business? And also, what were my 2 previous occupations?
DM
The first person who DM me is going to get the biggest gift. And then the second person is going to get a...
Oh, I cleaned up because I had your cream sitting right next to me. I cleaned up to put my hookah up.
And I just say to you, I appreciate all the support that you've given me so far. I appreciate it so far. You've done a lot. Thank you so much.
Oh, well, I love you and I love the product. So, of course.
Thank you.
So, we are gonna come back next week because this was so much fun. Yes, and we got a lot of love. Yes, Western Queen, and I'm telling you, and if you're on your feet all day, it's crazy because I got the shower gel.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know that it was like to help with the pain. So I was using it on my legs. And I get these weird cramps in my legs. So I was using it on my legs and I was shaving. I was like, why do my legs feel so good? I'm so weird.
Thank you.
So yeah, if you stand a lot or you're on your feet a lot, it feels so. When you shower with that shower gel and you use it on your legs, it made my calves feel so wonderful. So the shower gel, I use the body, is it the body butter that I use on my back?
You use the salve.
The salve on my back. Mm-hmm. It is so wonderful. And then my son came and stole one because I remember 4.
I remember you saying that.
He made me so mad. But then he was here the other day, like he still, hey, Brenda Love. He said he still had some because he had hurt himself. So, but I still got it. I'm about to go home and use it. So my family uses it. So I'm not gonna promote anything I don't use, and I use it. So it needs a refill because one of them is sitting over there empty. I'm looking at it right there. It's empty, and I like the jar that it came in, so I didn't throw it away because I want to use it for something else. But I use my essential oils and I make creams for my face, so it's sitting there so I can reuse it. Why are you in the closet? Get out the closet.
It's gonna be coming out soon, so. I want you guys to look out for that. I have 2 new products that's coming out soon. So definitely look out for that.
Is it for the face?
Sensations.
I mix up a lot of oils for my face. I have really dry skin, so I use it on my face. So this is fun. I know, G, I've been on for a minute. We are going to be back next week. We are going to do a part 2 of this. This was way too much fun. And my co-host, again, Darayl, please get better. Not feeling well today. And Keturah had a show for her essential oils and her little beads that she does. G, you can go ahead and play music. Thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. This was a blast. And everyone that joined us in the comments, thank you. Watches the show. We love you guys. Hey, be here tomorrow. Oldies Will Forever with G-Lew. Always a great show. Love you guys. And G will roll that video again that we play with the music I love. Oh, especially Check Me Out by G-Lew. G's like, if she don't stop playing that song, it's one of his older songs, but I love it. It's Check Me Out. And then Young Jock, y'all don't, if y'all forgot Young Jock, I have to drop that song in there too. So, and make sure you get G-Lew's Oldies Will Forever Volume 2. That album is out also.
Oh,
So, yeah, you know, G-Lew not only does he play music, he makes music.
so wait a
So,
minute. Platforms, G-Lew.
the G-Lew show.
No, as far as his album, where can we find it?
All of them. I got mine on iTunes.
So, oh, okay. So he's on all the platforms.
Yeah.
Okay, we definitely checking that out.
Oh yeah, G-Lew.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm gonna get with you probably in the morning,
Okay.
to get you on the to talk about your CBDs on his Friday Night Live.
Right on.
Yes.
Done deal. It is a done deal.
Yes. Oh goodness. Look, I didn't even finish one glass.
Well,
Probably good because I'd have slowed down. You already. What are you drinking on? You like champagne, right? Yes.
Corbell tonight. We're on the Corbell.
Oh, okay. Oh, I like Corbell. Hey, thank you, Western Air. I love when you show up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Check me out. Check me out. Check me out. Check me out. Check me out.
Check me out.
Check me out. Check me out. Check me out. Check me out.
Check me out, yeah, I'm back on the block in an old school, something looking new when I stop. $10,000 rims, another 5 for the lows. Got the European front with the suicide doors. Stains in the street, cause my paint so wet. Hit a switch and the bitch get to bouncing like a check. G-Lew on the set, nigga check me out. Gotta pay me for my time, but this rhymes on the house. 5 for the show, 17 for the blow. But the bullets come for free if you're working with the flow.
Ain't nothing like the first time. Like the first time. Trying to tell you I can blow your mind. Baby, if I touch you here and kiss you there, gonna fall in love, shorty, best be ready. Ain't nothing like the first time. Like the first time. Trying to tell you I can blow your mind. Baby, if I touch you here and kiss you there, gonna fall in love, shorty, you best be ready.
Hold on, this ain't no love song, more like a cut song. You say your day was long, well tell daddy what's wrong. I'ma tell you one time, just relax and unwind. Whisper sweet nothings, now you blush and chill down your spine. Oh yeah, you're hot and tempting, oh no, not pretty Ricky, but when you grind on me, I'ma leave you hot and dripping. Slip in them satin sheets, now go on and roll over.
Man, I love that song. I wish I could have used that whole song, but I only have 60 seconds to do a video. And that I have a little vape pen. Once you use the hookah and the charcoal start getting old, once it starts getting that burnt taste, it just hurts your chest. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. I know we went over and you guys stayed with us, so thank you so much. Western Ave girl, I love you so much. You always make the show. I love when you come. Brenda Love, you came at the end. I love that you showed up. Everyone that was here with us, I have to scroll up. And we have Patrick join us. I love when men come to the show and you guys bring a special something to us. Miss Reed, I see you, girl. Miss 702. I gotta start calling you Miss 702. I'm sorry. I said Patrick. Hey, DJ Maniac, if you're still here, I love you, boo. I don't, it's really hard for me when you're on Sundays to say anything to you because I pop off to text you a lot, trying to keep up with those requests. But I see you. Sometimes I don't answer you real quick. That's the reason why. So if you're still here, I just wanted to tell you that. I see we got a lot of new people in here. It was a really great show. Hey, Perlana, I didn't even see you come in. Hey, sweetheart, nice to see you. I missed that. Bandana Davis, if you're still here, go check out his music. His album, his CD is really nice. I love his music. He be having some dope lyrics, man. You got to check his music out. I just, I'm really happy. This was a really great show. Oh, Don Woods. Hey, Don. Again, Kaneho was here. I don't know if he stayed for the whole show. And Lowriders popped up. This was a great show. This was so much fun. That's what we wanted to do today. And I really enjoyed spending the day with you guys. I didn't say at the top of the show, on Saturdays you can do it with anybody. I really enjoyed Into My Sabbath doing this show. This is like a really great platform, and G-Lew really gives us the opportunity to bring a female voice into everything else, and it's just really appreciative. Make sure last night's show was really great. Y'all are crazy. I'm not going to talk about what happened at the end of the show. It was really funny. It was really fun. It was a great show. Make sure you guys check out tomorrow night's show. We got Oldies Rule Forever. That's like the funnest show that we do all week. We take all the requests, and it's a really great show. Make sure you check out G-Lew's album. If you pay attention, I play a lot of G-Lew's music. That song, Check Me Out, is my favorite. I don't know why. I love it. It's old. It's one of his. I listen to a lot of G-Lew's music. I love G-Lew. That song just. I'm not really vain, but I don't know. There's something about that song that check me out. So I use it a lot when I promote the show. Make sure you go check out G-Lew. Has a lot of albums, not just the Oldies Rule Forever. He has a lot of music. If you check him out on iTunes, go peep out some of his old music. It's really good. Make sure you get that Oldies Rule Forever Volume 2. And thanks for joining me tonight. Aunt Angela Davies, thank you. Her cousin, this was so much fun. Again, wishing to see the road gets better. We miss you, Keturah. And we'll see you next week, because apparently we're doing a part 2 because my girls weren't here. Angela was so much fun. Thank you for stepping in. She was just going to come do a toast with us so that you guys can see who I talk about all the time. And she ended up filling in. She was great, and we love her. And she brought forth questions that I didn't even think about. So this was really cool. Love you guys. I'll see you next week. And Oldies Rule Forever tomorrow. Hey, and don't forget, G-Lew has Blog Talk on the radio. You guys got to peep that out. Great shows. He has great interviews. And him and Queen do a great job on that show. So make sure you guys check that out. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night and a great weekend. Bye.